some weird resolutions this time of year about their bodies. I thought I'd just put this out there. Let's make this year the year we stay fat. Let's make this year the year we stop dieting, because it's not doing you any good. Let's make this year the year we stop changing our angles in our camera so our double chin doesn't show up. Let's make this year about fat liberation.
Hello there. Hello. How are you? How are you doing today? I'm fine. How about yourself? Oh man, I'm doing lovely. Here's the foot again.
He said do that blue and grape Kool-Aid bit. What y'all got, Nick?
Ate at the fair as a fat person who doesn't care about losing weight. Started off with these Hog Daddy fries. They were so cheesy.
That right there is what we call rich fat, alright? I have gone to plenty of fairs. Never bought any of that stuff because she just dropped $75 on food. No. I'm more of a, bucket of KFC kind of guy, just fast, easy calories.
Who decides to put a fat person on the third floor in the house? Makes no fucking sense.
Oh my God, I found my new career. I'm going to be a backward stripper, which means I'm going to come out with my clothes off and you got to pay me to put them back on. I'm going to be rich.
Anime is an important part of our culture. Look at him tremble. He's gonna burst a blood vessel because I dissed his wife. You like it when these diamonds look like this. I'm a little closer, sassy boy. A little.
You spilled alcohol! You spilled the alcohol!
You ever take a recommended prescription that only has a 2 to 5% success rate?
Well, I guess it depends. Are there other recommendations that could be made with better success rates?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then no. That is a horribly low success rate. Why would anyone ever try that?
Because it's one of the main recommendations that doctors give to their patients for just about any symptom of illness.
That does not seem like a responsible thing to prescribe. Oh, it's not. So what is it exactly?
Intentional weight loss. And we're talking a blanket recommendation of, have you considered losing weight? Oh? Yeah. It's impossible for 95 to 97% of the population to lose weight intentionally. That has been proven study after study for over half a century. So given that information,
breakfast food, so I just skip breakfast and wait till lunch. That's impossible. If anything, you skip lunch. No, I don't think you understand. I literally don't eat until 2 p.m. No, literally, breakfast is just break fast. It's the first time you eat in the day. It doesn't matter when or what you're eating, it's still breakfast because you are breaking your fast. Oh, so I don't have to eat cereal for breakfast then. Yeah, so if you want to have pizza for breakfast, have pizza for breakfast. It counts, I promise.
So there's a fair amount of people who've been confused about fat phobia, or saying that there is no fat phobia. And while the people who say fat phobia doesn't exist are clearly trolls, the ones who seem confused, maybe they're trolls, or maybe they're generally genuinely rather confused. So, with that in mind, what is fat phobia? Well, fat phobia, similar to the word homophobia, is not about fear. It is about bias or discrimination against the target. In this case, fat phobia, it's discrimination or bias against fat people because they are fat. And I only brought up homophobia because it's similar usage of that word, of phobia as part of that word. That's what it means. It's discrimination and bias against fat people for being fat. If you can't figure out why a fat suit is fatphobic, really? Do you want to see a bait and switch?
Losing weight for your health is not fatphobic, and if you think otherwise, you are fucking delusional.
Okay, so that's the establishing comment, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I've never heard anyone say that people losing weight specifically for their health was fatphobic, but if they did, I could understand disagreeing with that stance. But let's see how she goes on.
The fact that there's a large group of people that actually think in their brains that losing weight intentionally is fatphobic.
It changed. Did you hear it?
Losing weight for your health? Losing weight intentionally.
Now, I'm not going to make the claim that this was an intentional bait and switch, but it was obviously a bait and switch. She went from people losing weight for their health to people losing weight intentionally. And these are not the same thing unless you think that weight correlates perfectly with health. And it doesn't. Claiming that you are losing weight for your health when the evidence doesn't back it up, that is fatphobic, whether you intend it or not. So I was going to be snarky and sarcastic, but instead I'm just going to say what I mean. The vast majority of people, particularly thin people, think this, that obesity has a cure. They're similar to, if not the same people, that think that poor people are just lazy. Here's what I would say to you. Look at the science. Look at the studies. There is no consistent way for people to lose weight and keep it off long term. All the studies back this up. So even if my intention was to lose weight or to want to lose weight, there isn't really a way to do it. Not consistently. So, no, obesity does not have a cure, but ignorance does.
I can understand why people think this because it's what we've been taught and it's rarely challenged. But what I'm saying is having a BMI over 30 does not automatically make you unhealthy. According to the National Health and Nutrition Survey, nearly half of overweight individuals and nearly a third of people with a BMI over 30 are completely free of any cardiometabolic conditions. In other words, by lumping everybody into these BMI groups, we're misdiagnosing a significant portion of the population. Now, I know what you're thinking. That still leaves up to 2/3 of those people who are above normal weight with the cardiometabolic conditions. But guess what? In that same study, 2/3 of normal weight people were considered cardiometabolically unhealthy too. So what do you think? Should we keep systematically misdiagnosing people as diseased purely based on their body size and literally nothing else? On the other hand, let's just say that being fat does make you unhealthy, and so much that it would render somebody disabled. Are you saying that people with disabilities are not entitled to the same basic human rights as you? Are you saying that they should continue facing discrimination at the doctor, in public transportation, in the job market, and access to housing? Right here you say that accepting people with a BMI over 30 is wrong, but what do you suggest we do about it? Should we publicly shame them and further stigmatize body fat? Because that's what we've been doing for decades and it has not worked. Weight stigma alone is an independent factor for high blood pressure, chronic inflammation, stress markers, A1C, metabolic syndrome, depression, anxiety, type 2 diabetes, and an increased risk of mortality. Being fat does not make someone unhealthy. Systematic anti-fat bias and weight discrimination does.
What I Eat in a Day as a Fat Boy Part 2.